Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Of the closing doors, please.
It's alive!
Transfer is available.
The next and last stop is...
You're tuning into the SubwayCreatures. You're tuning into the Subway.
What's up, and welcome to another episode of SubwayCreatures. We have a great show on tap for you. I'm your host, Rick McGuire, joined alongside, as always, well, I guess not as always, but most of the time, with Freddie B TV and Kim Congdon. How are you guys?
Good. Whoa.
Is your mic off?
My mic is... Oh, there it is. There it goes.
Wait.
I thought it was off for a minute. You know what? I couldn't tell over the sounds of Freddie B TV.
I was about to bust a flow, man. I promise I was. That was my time.
So, Freddie, I
I
gotta
thought
ask
he
you.
forgot at first.
Well,
Did you?
all right, so here's something that I need to... I've been meaning to ask you, and I haven't asked you yet. Okay. There was something that you either liked or tagged me in on Instagram, and I went to your page and I looked at it, and it was, I think, one of the posts of you joking about rapping all the time. And in the comment section, there are about 6 or 7 people talking about how you're spitting flames and that they want to hook you up with a producer to get a track going. Are those your friends?
I actually don't. Hold on, wait. Before
What's
we continue,
happening?
I just got a haircut. I just need to say that right now. Hold on, wait. I need to see this haircut. If you're not watching this, you see that? If you're watching this, you can see my fresh cut. I
It is
just
really
came from the
fresh.
barbershop. So I need to say that. If you're not watching this podcast, I feel sorry for you because my haircut is fire like my balls.
Wow.
But back to what you were saying. In those comments, no, I do not know any of those people. But did you read my caption? My caption was hot fire.
Well, it seems like I think a bunch of people got together and decided to start a running joke or something because honestly, there are maybe 5 or 6 like lines, and each person saying we want to hook you up
Are
with
they
a producer.
different people?
Each one's a different person,
Yes.
but they keep tagging the same producer, and the producer
I think it's
actually
Freddie.
comments
The
himself.
producer is Freddie's
all his
Instagram.
ghost accounts.
Yes, it's a ghost account.
Freddie's got all these.
I'm like
ghost
Kevin
accounts.
Durant.
I don't trust anything he's doing.
Yeah. Freddie's
I'm
gonna
not
be
trustworthy no more.
Freddie's
'Cause
gonna
I got
wind up
hot fire.
producing his own track, even though it's gonna be this producer who has his own.
I'm producing under a
Producer.
pen name.
Yeah, producer, quote unquote.
I got a rapper name too.
What? Let's hear it.
I don't want to tell you just
Yeah,
yet.
no, you have to tell us. You can't tell us you have a rapper name. That's like,
got a
I heard
rap
something about you and you're like, what? You're like, I promised them I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Fucking leave my life.
That's not the same thing though.
That's
Yeah,
the
but you know
same
what'll piss
thing.
them off if we just keep moving on and
Oh,
we're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, that's cool, Freddie. All right.
Yeah, we don't care about
So
your rapper
anyway,
name.
in the
Anyways.
news, yeah,
That probably would piss me off. You're right.
Wow, that was the most serious he's ever been.
That probably would actually piss me off. I'm like, oh wait, I'm important. I'm very important.
So real quick, and I know we somehow keep coming back to this missing leg, but I do want to say James Cordero reached out to me.
Okay.
Because I had reached out to him, if you remember, and I asked him about, if anyone has recovered the missing leg.
Right.
For those of you who may not have seen the past episodes, there was a post on SubwayCreatures about a leg. We have the picture up now. There's a prosthetic leg with a fake Timberland boot attached to it. It's a big mystery on who it belongs to and if they found it, if they haven't, if this person's gimping around. James said that as of today, no one has claimed it, or no one has given it to the Lost and Found at MTA. However, there have been a number of people who've called in requesting it.
No.
They all want the leg. I don't know
want
why
the
they
leg.
want it.
They're chanting outside. We want the leg.
They're holding up their signs.
Yeah.
I have no idea why, but apparently this has become a thing now where people are requesting the leg.
Now, after this podcast, it's going to be more of a thing. More people are just going to call and request the leg.
I think that actually would be pretty funny.
I wonder, you know how they say if somebody has crutches and it's bad luck to use the crutches because your leg might get broken?
Is that a thing?
I'd never
I
heard that.
never. It's like
Y'all never
walking
heard
under
that?
a ladder. Like
Yeah,
it's like
something
bad luck?
like that. Yeah, it's like a bad luck. Like if somebody has somebody
Well, you're
has
setting your own
crutches.
premonition.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So I wonder, like with the using the fake leg, does that fall into that? And if it does, that's even horrible because that means you're gonna lose your whole leg. That's scary.
Wow. I'd never heard that before. That's new to me.
Yeah. If you listening.
So what? So are they gonna? We should auction this leg off.
Well, that's the thing is that, okay, so that's the problem is that no one has turned it into MTA. So that means either someone found it and took it, or the person whose leg it was behind. Maybe they were the one taking the picture. You know, we just don't know the backstory to it.
No,
So
you only got one. You got to balance yourself. You can't balance yourself and take the picture on a train.
You can't if you
unless
lean
they're
on the
holding
subway
the
pole.
pole. Yeah, if they're holding the pole.
I can barely stand up on the train holding the pole. I can barely do that with 2 legs.
Yeah, but you know what? And I've said this in the past. There are people that I've recorded playing music on the train who are playing guitar, playing trumpet. They're multitasking, not
They're standing
holding,
up
and they're
holding
standing
nothing.
up holding nothing.
Because
I'm so impressed by that.
They do it all the time, though.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they know the
imagine
they know the
having one
shakes
leg.
and
This
stuff.
person with the one leg is not taking the train all the time. He's on that train. He's not hopping in.
But he's
Ubers.
not normally like, let me set my leg in the corner so I can take a picture of it all the time.
Well, why would he leave it?
What would you guys do if all of a sudden you're leaving the studio after this, you get on the train and you see the guy with the fake leg and the Tim on it? Like, what would your reaction be? I'm just curious.
I'd run up and ask him.
Because I'd almost feel like I'm seeing a celebrity at this point.
Yeah, I'd be
We've
like,
talked so much.
you're the guy with the one leg with
You
the
the
Tim.
dude with the fake Fimblins. You got some Fimblins on.
And we've talked
Timberlands.
Fimblins.
We've talked so much about this at this point, and I've exhausted this story that I feel like if I saw him, you know, it might be selfie time with the leg, not him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm about to say with the leg. With the leg.
Can I get a picture? And
Yo,
he's like, sure. And then you squat down on the ground.
Can you step out? Can you
Pull
step
your
out of
jeans
frame?
up. Pull your jeans up so I get the metal part. What kind of Fimblins is them?
But I would want to ask probably a million questions on. I would show him the picture. I would say, where were you in this?
How much you pay for them Fimblins?
So, I mean, I'm sorry to exhaust the story so much, but I am so goddamn curious as to, you know.
What's your leg made out of? Is that titanium or aluminum?
Does
what
it
I wonder.
rust?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Does it have a special coating on it? Do you put the coating on yourself?
You got to tighten her up, your knees up every once in a while.
Exactly. When you get some ass, do you take just the leg off and then don't even deal with it and just like rest on the nub and just go to work?
Do you dress up as a flamingo for Halloween?
Does he use the nub when he's going to town?
Oh, wow. What girl is he jamming with that nub?
Rick, you're a freak bitch.
Right. I told
You guys don't watch that kind of porn?
No!
That's just me?
You watch the horse porn. That's what
Whoa,
you
whoa,
watch.
horse porn? No. I'm
You know
talking
there was
about-
a porn where a guy fucked a horse and he died?
Is that
I
a
saw the
true
one
story?
where I saw the
Yeah.
one where the woman
Producers
did
do
it.
not pull that up. That was not
They
a
all
cue to
said
pull
no.
that up.
Yeah, I saw the woman. Did you see the woman one? It's like in night vision, and she gets hit from the back with the horse, and then the horse is just going to town, but he goes through something. It scarred me, and I was like, I never watch another.
He goes through something. What do you mean?
Wait a second. You just said that I'm the one who watches that, and now you're telling me that you watch
Man,
it?
I was like a freshman in college when I saw this.
Wait,
it's like Two Girls,
what
One
did the
Cup. Remember
horse
Two
go
Girls,
through?
One Cup?
Yeah,
I
what did
threw
the
up.
horse go through?
Whatever, when you hit the end, and then he just kept
He
going.
bottomed out. The
Yeah.
horse bottomed
Well, he
out.
broke through.
He broke through. Yeah, I mean,
You know how they say there's a glass ceiling? There's
Yeah.
also a marble floor.
There is a glass ceiling with
And
a
you can break
with a
through
young
it.
lady.
If you're horse enough.
So she died.
I think she's like septic. She had septic shock or something, because something like that, because it just burst.
She got horse fucked to death.
Yeah, I mean, because like hitting that wall in the back, that's kind of rough, because I've hit it a couple of times or two.
You think that horse, like, afterwards went
my
back to his
God.
boys and was like, yo.
Fred, don't touch me.
I've hit it a couple of,
Do not touch it.
the
You
wall
went like
at the
this.
back.
I've reached the back before.
Yeah, and you know why, Rick, right?
Ugh.
Because
So,
of
guys,
the elegante.
we also,
the elegante knows no limits.
I
Oh my
hate-
God, it knows no limits and no bounds. It will reach everywhere.
So you know what was really fun the other day, to change the subject. When
That's a good segue from elegante to fun, because the elegante.
Well, when we released the, obviously we talked about it on the podcast, the whole actor meme thing. But then when we released it to the that segment to the followers, and just it was kind of like throwing meat to the lions and just watching them fight in the comment section. That was actually a lot of fun.
People love that.
Production that day was zero because I was just refreshing watching all of the different people fighting. You had by the way, the opinions were scattered all
They
over
really
the place.
were.
Every single person.
It was not as lopsided as I thought.
Nope.
Every person had a different response, and to be honest, a lot of them had some good arguments. A lot of
They
people
all sucked.
A lot of people were passionate about their stance, which I kind of like too. There was a couple people jumping comment to comment, like just defending themselves in each comment. There was also there was one guy who I really thought was funny. His comment was, "You guys are tearing this family apart." I started laughing. I was like, because everyone's fighting in the comments, but
the family of people of Subway
because
Creatures.
all of the followers for Subway Creatures is a family, and he's like, "You're tearing us apart." But it was
the one thing that tore us apart.
Yeah. It's the one thing we
Agnes.
couldn't agree on, right? But I thought that was very funny because even after our episode last week when we talked about it, it was a Friday night. We all went out to the bar and we continued that debate and conversation into the bar, and people were very passionate, and it actually went a little bit longer than I anticipated. So it's a good debate, I guess, and I think
it is.
I think especially when you start swapping faces out and putting different ones in, it makes for an interesting conversation.
Because all four of them are in like because I mean for a minute it was like Will Ferrell and they called them the frat pack or something like that. Remember it was like a group of actors like in the quote unquote frat pack.
The Rat Pack?
No,
the frat pack. I remember
Frat Pack.
Yeah, they call them our producers pull it up. I remember it was Will Ferrell. I think it might have been like Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, and I think maybe
Vince Vaughn can get it.
Yeah, see here's a picture.
Frat Pack. Oh, it's actually a lot of guys.
Yeah, Stiller, Wilson.
Oh, so it's the guys who just appear in every fucking movie.
Yeah,
my God, I'm so sick of it.
They're all kind of like in each other's movie, and they kind of jump around, and they all in those fratty type movies that Will Ferrell mainly is known for.
I could see that.
But they all those guys kind of fit in that world, so it's kind of like
sick of the same actors in every movie.
Yeah. We need a refresher. Like,
we need a refreshment hard.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Steve Carell in one more motherfucking movie.
You know what? I'll give him. He's got range though.
He does
Steve
have
Carell
range.
can play a fucking creep like in that wrestling movie.
Yeah.
He played a really good creep. But then he can play the 40-year-old virgin funny.
Who's the creepiest TV or movie character ever?
Have you ever seen Robin Williams in that what is it called, 24-hour photo?
No. Oh yes, where he takes all those pictures.
He's pretty creepy in that.
Yeah, he was.
and
That's a comedian too.
Ain't it a scary movie?
It's kind of a scary movie.
Yeah, I remember that one.
He played a pretty big creep in that.
Now the creepiest for me is I would probably say Billy Bob in Sling Blade.
That wasn't creepy though. He played a retard.
And
I guess that's all right.
You're like retards can't be creepy.
So you're creeped out by that. That's fine. That's your opinion. That's valid.
It's either that or the classic role Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's a valid one too. I could watch that movie anytime. By the way,
that movie scared the hell out of me as a kid. When I got older and watched it, I was like, this is not scary.
Have you seen Lovely Bones?
No.
Ooh.
I think I did.
Look at this gift they just pulled up. If that ain't creepy.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could have a whole show on creepy characters.
Oh yeah.
In movies, but
we don't.
I could see him in the subway.
You know what? Because what I want to do, and I really liked last week how that meme kind of got us off topic, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And it not only that, but we were able to share that with the audience and hear their reactions. I want to start doing stuff like that. So for you, those of you listening or watching, start sending some ideas towards us, and every episode, let's try and get some kind of topic that we just go off the rails and kind
of like our what is New York topic.
Yeah, like that. Because there's one that I found, which is, even though we're talking about this actor one, there's one that happened during the week that I'm going to bring up in a minute that I think is, and maybe we can just use this as a segue to get into it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny. And guys, since I don't have the media for this, if you could pull it up. So this past weekend, the Jets lost again.
What's new?
Exactly. And there was a Jets fan who got pulled over for drunk driving, and he blamed it on the Jets losing.
What's new? All that sounds like that happens every week.
If you guys can find that in the back, there's a mugshot of him.
Is there a video of him blaming them?
I believe that there's not a video. I think it's more of a quote. His name is Christopher Grayshock of West Milford, New Jersey.
His last name is Grayshock. What the hell?
And I drank too much because the Jets suck was what he told police being arrested.
Perfectly.
There's his mugshot.
Oh, he looks so happy.
We got it up. He's
Ecstatic.
I like
he
him.
looks way too happy to be a Jets fan. That's for sure.
Yeah, I like him.
But I think he kind of came to terms, you know? Like he
speaks
just
the
looks
truth, though.
Yeah. But that's a hilarious story because if you're a Jets fan and I'm not, however, I have a lot of friends who are Jets fans, and this is every year for them.
That's his mugshot.
This is their life.
I think he's still drunk in his mugshot.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to imagine he probably.
I mean, he got a fresh cut too. Like he has a fresh haircut too.
I don't even know if he can grow hair.
Yeah, I mean, but his beard and his goatee is like nice and shaved up. So he might be happy because of that. He like, I look fly.
Well, it looks like he's smiling in that mugshot because he knows this shit is gonna go all over the place, and he's like, I might as well make the best of this mugshot because when they hear my quote, for sure, my
ladies are coming out.
My picture's gonna be everywhere.
He's gonna be like Prison Bay.
Yeah. Oh, Prison Bay.
Didn't Prison Bay go on to like date or marry someone famous?
He married the heir to Top Shop. She's like a billionaire.
He married her. I was dating her.
Yeah, they're having a kid. They just had a kid.
Oh yeah, he's a model and everything. That is amazing.
He is the husband to a billionaire now.
Wow.
You talking about come up? That's the come up of.
He left
the
his wife. They were together for like years.
From jail to a billionaire.
Yeah, he left his wife.
Yeah, they go to prison, but he left. I think him and his wife had like 2-3 kids, and she held him down while he was in prison too.
Yep.
Got out.
Well,
and
of course she did. Look at him.
What an asshole.
I would have clung to that shit. My God, it's
is he really beautiful?
It's ridiculous. It's next level.
So Prison Bay is beautiful like that. He has no hairline.
I don't care.
That's your problem with him?
He doesn't need a hairline.
He has no hairline.
That is major right there.
It's
No
not.
hairline?
My boyfriend has no hair.
There's
not even a line to start.
That's true. Yeah, I just realized who her man is. It makes total sense. Why she thinks he's wonderful.
He's so hot. Are you crazy?
What makes him hot?
He's a fucking 10. His eyes, his lips, his jawline, his nose structure, the symmetry of his face, that he's bad and mean. All of it.
He's bad and mean.
Man,
yeah, but what did he go to jail for?
I don't care.
He went to jail.
I'm saying how mean and bad is he? You go to jail for like tax evasion.
I think he had a record. I think he was bad. Oh, hilarious.
Oh, wow. They put up Kim's boyfriend next to him.
Oh, and the worst picture they could find of him, too.
Yeah, it's really making me not.
I think people are about to lose their job.
Yeah, man, your boyfriend looked horrible.
Yeah, me, I'm quitting my boyfriend.
Lewis is not going to be happy about that picture.
That was a terrible picture. You got to pause it. That picture gets a pause.
It's fine. It's just not great next to Prison Bay.
I mean, according to you,
those eyes.
What really can you put next to Prison Bay in your eyes?
My pussy.
Oh, Lewis, you got competition.
Sorry, babe. I love you.
All right, Kim. Here's something that I wanted to ask both of you. I wanted to get your opinions, obviously, because I think they're going to be a little different. You guys know what manspreading is?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you take a
of course I know what that is. My elegante needs all the room it can get, so I have to manspread.
When you take a dude's balls and you pull them out so far you can see through it.
No, that's something else.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. So guys, manspreading. Okay. Can Freddie because
we gotta recover from what she just said. Like what?
Yeah, she's got me doing the blah 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 blah.
What?
So Freddie, I'm gonna ask Kim on this because I don't want to hear about your fucking elegante on this topic. Kim, can you explain to the audience who may not know what manspreading is?
Yeah, it's when you sit with your legs open and take up more room than like one seat is, than what one seat is.
Right. And when you say that, you mean like public transportation or anywhere where you have to share seats.
Yeah, anywhere you have to share seats, people sit kind of with their legs open, spread out.
Right.
It's called manspreading because I guess guys do it because they're sitting on their own balls or some bullshit.
So it sounds like you don't agree with the fact that of the reason why men.
I mean, I get that you got to spread a little, but it's obnoxious.
Kim,
it gets obnoxious. I manspread.
Kim,
so you do?
Well, yeah, I make it a point too.
Kim,
you do it. You do it to prove a point, though.
Yeah.
I have a question, Kim.
Yeah.
What if you have an elegante?
Freddie, you don't. Nobody with a huge dick brings it up this much.
Are you sure?
Everyone's mouth just dropped. They got like a real serious tone. Are you sure? I can tell that he's not, but at least he didn't get super insecure about it. Like, yes, I do. That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah, right? That's when you know it's real small.
Yeah, when someone goes like, yeah, I do,
I'm
and they
buy
get
a Dodge Viper and then show y'all.
Oh God! Don't take your elegante out on this show. Did we sign anything?
Well, it's funny
Protect
because
me
I don't
from
know
this.
if he's trying to say El Gigante.
Or elegant?
Or elegant, because he keeps saying
Elegant?
elegant, but I don't. I think he's trying to say like gigante. Is that what you're trying to say? Because you're saying elegante, which is elegant, but
Which is not a term for big.
but
It's
do you
like delicate.
Yeah, so it's like
Elegant's like graceful. Like
I don't
you have
know
a
if-
graceful dick.
I don't know if you're saying the wrong thing and you have this whole time. So
Is your dick big or graceful? We're confused.
get the camera on him
Okay,
right
I
now
am
because he
done.
seems very like we just flipped his world upside down. So
So
I
what is
said
it?
what I said. Elegante. I said what I said.
okay, so we have this guy Steven Crowder. He's got a YouTube show.
Okay.
He did a little experiment where he went on public transportation and he created this makeshift little like penis device
Okay.
that he had women put on. And we got a video that's a few minutes long, so just bear with us. If you guys can play that video now, and we'll just let that play out, and then we'll talk about this after.
In this social experiment, we'll see what women think, using our homemade apparatus. It's prickly. Are you familiar with the term manspreading?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Manspreading. Yeah, you ever hear of that?
No.
Do you manspread?
Try not to.
You're manspreading right now.
I am not.
You got some nerve on you, sweater vest.
No.
Would you consider yourself a feminist?
I think everyone should be.
You don't manspread? No. What about your balls though? When you don't spread a little bit?
Just takes up a lot of room. Like more than like a 45-degree angle is too much.
It's not okay to make other people feel dramatically uncomfortable.
Sure. But what if a guy is in like? I'd be a little bit in your space.
I don't know, I'd be a little uncomfortable.
I have a benefit just by being born male.
You mean like
that's not-
privilege?
Sure, exactly. Now, that's not to say that there are times when I don't have that same privilege.
So you've heard about walking a mile in someone else's shoes?
Yes.
Well, do you care to put that to the test, the scientific test? Will you walk a mile in our undergarments?
Sure.
Not even a pause. For those wondering, this is the device in question. It is your run-of-the-mill jock strap. We filled it with
I gotta go. I have a podcast to do.
some Kong balls. And since you can't really recreate the discomfort of actually squeezing an organ, there are some zip ties here just to create slight discomfort when they close their legs. Nowhere near what we feel, mind you, but
Right.
walk a
Man, I
mile
close my
in
legs,
our...
man.
I don't know if you noticed this right now, but you're already in my space.
Really? I'm sorry.
Is that how you usually sit?
No.
What? It changed your whole stance.
I feel a little more comfortable to open my legs now.
I get why men sit like this.
Yeah?
I'm not shocked by it.
I feel the need to.
Is it uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Why?
If I actually had this.
You wouldn't do that?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, sit how it's comfortable for you. Find your comfort. Look at this!
It's a little uncomfortable.
Now, imagine if that were
Well, it looks like men need to
your
stand
breast
more.
there.
Right. Okay, I definitely
stand
get it.
Yeah, it looks like there's some
definitely
standing
get it.
and need.
No.
Why would we stand?
Why would I make my space smaller?
You don't have to make your space smaller.
Yes, it's showing right now. You're opening your legs and you're squeezing hers together.
Female privilege.
Totally is.
All right, guys, we've seen enough because I want to talk about this now. I heard, Kim,
Or make the seats bigger. That's
a little
not my
birdie
issue.
told me that you and Lewis actually had this conversation before about manspreading because he's on the opposite side as you. He also feels like it's
Yeah, he's an obnoxious man spreader. He takes 4 seats up every subway train.
4. He like lays down. It sounds like.
so. All right, so obviously, Kim, you've expressed how much you.
It's just not really, I don't care about your issues. Can I tell you that?
It's
Nobody's
fine,
fucking
yeah.
worried about paying for my tampons. I'm sorry. And I don't hear guys going around being like, women don't get free tampons, but we get free condoms. It's crazy. I never hear about it. I don't care about your issues. Don't touch me.
Wait, this is a whole nother issue.
Right, condoms help you out.
No.
They do.
Nah.
You got to carry the baby.
Nah.
I shoot the club up, the body gonna get caught up in you.
What?
Oh, I hate him.
What?
I shoot the club up, but the body gonna get caught up in you. That sounds like an Usher song.
What? You never shot the club?
No, I'm just not worried about it. Like, I mean,
That's
I
a
get
terrible
it.
choice of
I get
words,
it.
especially
Men are physically
in today's-
bigger, but then like either you got to find a seat that's big enough for you, or figure it out. Life's tough.
Well, so let me ask you this: is it okay if I don't man spread, but I take the elegante and lay it on you?
No.
Across both our laps.
Yeah, is it okay if I take my keys with my knife on it and cut your elegante off and feed it to a homeless person?
That'll take like 3 days. Like I'm not gonna sit there for 3 days
I
while
need
you
a
cut my
hatchet saw.
elegante off.
We're just to the middle.
Chainsaw.
It's like a scene in Anaconda.
All right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That's
Well,
close.
I don't know. I don't know.
Should we put together a penis device for Kim to wear?
I would wear one on the subway. Yeah, let me bring
Yeah, I
it.
believe that. I know you probably wouldn't. You probably stand like what she would do. What I think Kim would do. You would fit her with it. What she would do would never sit down, and she would just stand up and then stick her pelvis out in people's faces. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, try to hit people in the face with the fake dick.
It would be funny if you put a voice device in it that just said hello, and then every time I got close to someone's head, my dick was like hello.
Freddie.
It's. I think it's good. Kim is a woman. If she was a man, she'd be the man. They'd be like, so you sucking my dick or not? Like, you know the guys who girls come over their house. They just ask. I think Kim would probably
I'd be
do that.
cool. I'd be like cool. I'd be like, hey girl.
I just feel like it's the perfect.
Watch your tongue.
It's the perfect
I'd be like, don't come over. I don't care.
dichotomy that we have here between you two. Because
Dichotomy. Oh,
it's two complete opposite ends of the spectrum right here. We have one who can't stop talking about his dick, and another who is just so fucking over it. So
okay, so no, seriously. Me with manspreading, I think that some dudes be extra with it.
That's what I think too.
I think the
understand that you
majority-
need your space, but then some guys take even more advantage of that.
Because here's the thing: the average size of a male's penis is like 4.5 inches.
That's
4.5, 5 inches.
Okay.
Like that. That's the average size. If all you got is 4.5, 5 inches, maybe even 6, you don't need to be manspreading like that. But then once you start encroaching upon 10 inches, you need a little room.
He's gonna start talking about his own dick again. We're not gonna be able to get through this segment without him just trying to get laid through the listeners.
no chance. Well,
Okay,
is anyone really listening to this being like, oh my god, I
Are you people DM you?
I can't wait to get the elegante.
You know what I've been craving lately, Lisa? Some elegante.
Oh, did you hear that fella over on the Subway Creatures podcast? I hear he's got one.
I love a man that gets a fresh haircut.
Oh.
Why only old women want to get on with me, Rick? Huh? Hear that a fella over there on the
That young
I don't know.
fella?
She started the accent, and I just kind of rolled with it, but
I don't want a whole bunch of old bitches.
I don't know.
I'm still young.
I don't know. About
You got 50-year-old women want cougars.
cougars. Nothing
Young
wrong-
man, have you eaten yet?
Can't discriminate, man.
I fixed some nice broth over here. Want some broth, young man? No, I don't want them.
Well, all right. So we've managed to piss off Kim in this episode to the point where she's not talking anymore. She does not like you at all. Congratulations. You have silenced Kimmy Podcast.
I think 21% of men should be okay to manspread. 21%.
21. Well, you know they've banned it, like in Madrid, Spain. It's now banned, but I don't know what do you go off of? How, like, what constitutes manspreading?
I say we start pulling out the rulers.
Is that how else do
No,
you?
I think you should just use the width that is your seat.
But
Is that a
but
crazy
in the
thing to
subway
say?
you have benches.
If I get a seat on a plane and a fat dude's spilling over in my seat, I'm going to say something because I bought my seat, not 3/4 of my seat.
I mean,
That
that's a valid
actually-
point. But what
actually
about
happened
on
to
the subway when
The subway,
you're on a
I pay
bench?
I pay for my weekly.
But
I
it's
pay
like
for a seat.
it's like a bench seat. So how do you know what's yours and what's the person next to you?
Subway. Because there's crevices where the seat ends and starts.
Not always. There's those bench seats.
You talking about the bench ones? That's just all the way across.
Let's just start using human common sense and being like, this is
Common sense ain't common.
Now, what
My grandma
about
told me that.
what about women who put their purses next to them on the bench?
Yeah, they're cunts.
I don't even think I was like pick that up. I'm like, hey, can you pick that up? I'm about to sit down.
Yeah.
I stay telling women, yeah, pick that purse up, please. Yeah.
You've said that before.
Yes. What do you mean?
I do too.
Your purse don't get a seat.
I don't
your
like
purse feet don't
interacting
hurt?
with people that much.
What
Like,
if someone said no?
I will stand before
I would knock their purse on the floor.
Would you?
Yes.
You'd be confrontational
Yes.
over a fucking seat.
Yes.
Ugh.
What would you do if a girl said no?
I wouldn't ask.
He wouldn't even ask.
You wouldn't ask?
I wouldn't even ask. I would stand because you know what? I don't want to interact with people, and if it means I have to, if there's a chance someone's gonna say no, and then I have to deal with that shit, then it's like,
yeah, it's like too much.
I will fucking stand for 4.
Actually, you know what? I don't even ask. I just like turn around and then stick my butt out and then start to sit down real slow. And then you kind of see me
my
about
move.
this.
I
You see me
pretend I
about to
don't
sit
see
down.
it, and I go to sit, and I go, oh, sorry.
I've actually had, so this is a true story, and this is I got real hot. I got on a train,
Like you
right?
did with the dude with
I got on
shades
a
on the
train.
horny.
It was fucking no. I got the other hot. I was livid.
Like the dude who shaved on the train. Like his.
Oh man! So I get on the train, and it's a pretty crowded train. Now I'm standing over these 2 seats, and I have my hand on the pole, right? So hands over my head, and I'm just standing there.
Okay.
Now there's a big black dude sitting on the seat with his girl, and mind you, this is a crowd. I don't even know where to fucking go other than the spot that I'm in. And he looks up and he goes, "My man, I'm gonna ask you once. Please get your dick out of my girl's face."
No.
He goes, "I don't like that." And I pulled my earphone out because I saw him talking to me, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. But it looked like he was pissed. So I took my earphone out and I go, "What's up?" He goes, "I said, get your dick out of my girl's face." And so I'm
Rick
sitting there.
Was frightened,
dude.
You know what's
frightened,
funny?
but I'm also like, fuck this dude. Like, first of all, where do you want me to go? Second of all, I'm not standing down to you. Like, you're trying to alpha me right now. There's no fucking way I'm moving.
But did he alpha you though?
No, I did not move.
Rick,
All I did though,
to retaliate, Rick just got rock hard
I put
and just stared him in the
and
eye.
unzipped my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but he said it, and then his girl's now going, relax, and he goes, "No, I'm asking this motherfucker right here to move. I don't like his dick in your face." And I'm like, why? Like, what are you talking about? It's not like I'm not even standing that close to them, and also there's nowhere for me to go.
No, what you should have did, it was like, really, and then start pumping your waist like.
No, see, I don't want to escalate. The
you remember Degeneration X from WWE? Suck it.
No, so I looked at him. I smiled, I shook my head, and I put my earphone back in, and I turned my head like this. And I have no idea what he said after that, but I saw a lot of hand motions from his side, but he never fucking did anything. He was just trying to be a fucking dick and intimidate me. There was absolutely no point to that. Good for you for not backing down. I wouldn't have been able to go. I wouldn't have been able to sleep that night if I fucking moved.
It's totally normal to stand in front of people like that on the train or whatever when you're standing up and they're sitting. Like, it is kind of like a dick in the face situation sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's
But
I
think
such
as a
new thing
passenger
I had to
sitting
learn
down,
when I moved to New York. I was like, oh, that's because I remember the first time I sat and someone had their dick in my face. I remember I was like, is this guy being perverted or is this normal on the train?
And you know what else I noticed is if you're on the shorter side, you really have to like reach up for the bar.
Yeah.
And now you're like kind of TPing, you're leaning.
You're at an
over
angle.
those people
Yeah.
on an angle.
It's
and
like
now
you're trying
really
to feed them a dick.
Now you're really up on their shit.
Yeah.
So I can see that and I can understand that clearly was not the case with me,
Yeah.
but it was just like to me that was one of the few times that if someone was interacting with me and going out of their way to be a fucking asshole, I was livid. I was so pissed. But at the same time, you're right. I was scared because I'm like, I'm about to get into a fucking fight on the train
over nothing,
over something this dumb, and I'm gonna fucking like spend the night in jail.
You're like, I can't be the bitch and like just move.
But that was my bigger thing.
Command.
I wanted to call his bluff, and I wanted to say, there's no fucking way I'm moving, and if you're gonna fight me over this, then
I'm gonna see
it. May be fucking worth it.
See
for
you
me.
in court.
So
pal.
you didn't say anything. You just turned
I didn't
around.
say anything because I didn't want it to escalate. So I smiled because I felt like that would probably piss him off even more, just smiling.
Yeah.
And then I put my earphones back in, and I didn't turn I just turned my head like this. And again, out of the corner of my eye, I just saw a lot of hand motions. I have no fucking idea what was going on. I think the guy was just trying to show off in front of his girl.
Yeah, he was bullying. You got bullied.
And he was trying to alpha. So it was like he was just trying to be a dick. And I guarantee you, 7, 8 times out of 10, someone in my position probably would have walked away. Mm-hmm. And that guy would have sat there and like leaned back.
Like, see, baby, nobody puts their dick in your face.
No one's fucking with me. Yeah.
My girl.
Yeah.
That's your face is for my dick.
I must have looked like such a bitch that day because
probably
you.
If anyone,
why?
Because I
Because,
feel
like,
like
that guy wasn't gonna do
he wouldn't have said shit
That guy
to
wasn't
someone that he felt like he couldn't have bullied.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you look like a bitch because you didn't move. I was like,
No. I think that's probably why he didn't like fuck with me more, because he's like, wow, if he's not gonna fucking move after that, because he was a big dude too, and he's like, if he's not gonna fucking move, then I'm really not gonna push it. But
Also,
there's
you never
no
know what fucking dudes are
there's
taking
no
off.
fucking way he would have said that to someone bigger than me. There's just a certain person I think that he would not have done that to, and I must have fallen into the category of I'm gonna bitch this dude out real quick. And I think that's probably what got to me even more.
9 times out of 10, nobody's going to do nothing on the train.
You can't say that, man. You definitely can't say that.
Well,
I hear about
I
these
say 8
stupid
times.
fucking stories every day. Someone getting stabbed because someone stepped on their Timbs. And then
I
the guy
hear about
pulls out a
girls getting
fucking
killed
knife.
for
And,
like
but
saying
here's
no to numbers, like giving a guy a phone number and stuff.
and then they get like a drink in their face or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's normally the reaction. Like I know
There's
what you're
crazy
talking
people
about.
out there,
Like you
man.
can step on somebody's shoes, but then somebody say something crazy, and then the person push back, like puff up back at the person, then it escalates. Like in your situation, you just didn't do nothing. And so, now if you had said, shut your dumb ass up, I ain't doing nothing, then he'd be like, what? And then it just escalate. Then he would have felt the need to hit you.
And I'm not patting myself on the back, but honestly, I feel like that was probably the best and only way to handle that situation without it going to the next level.
I mean, because usually I've been around people who are quote unquote about that life. Most people who are about that life, they don't say many words. You just get your ass hit. Wow. Oh shit! God damn, he just hit
The
you.
people that are like really gonna do something really fight, they don't like look for shit like that.
They don't.
You
Like
know
the
what I'm
people who
saying?
like say stuff and like, man, hey, they're not.
Although when I did first move to New York, I had someone shove me on the subway platform, like when I was just standing there. I wasn't even in the way. Just like some dude came from behind me and he pushed me and he was like, "Move." And then he kept walking, and I was
he
like,
just pushed it, didn't even say nothing. See, them people about their life.
and I didn't say anything because I was like, this dude already pushed me. He doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Wow.
There you go.
Nobody said anything. Everybody was terrified of him. He was huge.
Well, it's the bystander effect. Everyone,
That's the worst when everybody else is too scared to say something like that. I told you guys that guy that was flicking his girlfriend.
Wait, did you tell us
Did I
that?
tell you about that?
The guy flicking his
There was a
girlfriend?
guy. There was a guy on the train. I couldn't record it because I felt like I would be in danger. But he was violently flicking his girlfriend.
Like with his finger, just
like
flicking.
he was angry with her. I'm gonna do it to Freddie, and he was like, "Bitch, I told you stop fucking." And she was like, "Ow, ow!" And he was like,
Flicking her in the neck.
He was flicking her in the neck and the ear and the cheek and shit. That was the most
That's
passive.
so disrespectful. That's like worse than like punching or pushing someone.
But then it wasn't
You're gonna
violent
flick 'em?
enough for anybody to get involved. Everybody was like waiting for it to get like, you could tell everybody was like watching, making sure it didn't get past flicking, but it was just enough to be like, this is abusive, but not enough for me to be like, whoa, 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 And
Right.
she was also following him. Like he was like, leave me alone.
It's kind of like when you see the women who hit their children really hard.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, should I say something? Because
Yeah.
that kid just got fucking clocked.
Yeah. It's
But then
fucked
you're
up.
like, I don't know that I should really get involved here because if
Yeah.
she's hitting her kid in
It's like,
public
yeah,
like that,
it's abuse.
she doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, the flicking, I probably would have said something. I would have been laughing like, yo, he is really. I probably would have filmed that.
He
I'd have
was,
filmed that. You
no,
had seen
he was
me.
big and he was angry and he
He's
was
bigger than
like,
me?
he was, and he was like, who's gonna say something? He was like saying shit like that out loud.
Oh, see, that's nope. Next car.
Yeah.
I'm moving to the next car.
Everybody was like, not I. Headphones.
That
It was
is,
fucking
but that's
crazy.
actually like it's bad, but that's actually still hilarious to me. That because I've never heard of a man domestic
Flicking a
abusing
girl.
his woman.
Well, then
by
he was like,
flicking her.
bitch, I don't want you.
By finger
I
popping
don't
her.
want you. And then he got off the train and then she chased him. So it was
Why is that always the case?
Stockholm syndrome.
That's like the remember James was telling us the story about the chick who like jumped a turnstile and she got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like why do you? It's like 9 out of 10 times you hear about these women going back to the dude after
Stockholm syndrome. That's all it is.
Is that what Stockholm? Isn't that the hostage one where you're held hostage and you start liking your captor?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. These women are hostages.
Are they though?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like once
They're
you...
mental hostages.
I feel like men are like a lot of times probably in that situation. That girl had no money. She lives with this dude. Who knows? Like she has nowhere to go. If
Yeah.
she doesn't follow him, she just is homeless.
Yeah.
Right, that's another part. Now that goes out of the mental part. We're asked to the mental part. Yeah, like she said, where you gonna go? Like, bitch, say something. Get your
Yeah.
ass out of my house. We can go there.
Fucking cold outside.
Right. Or he
no
probably
family.
he
He probably has her phone. He probably pays for her phone and shit.
He probably lives somewhere nice, and then she leaves there, she gotta go back to her parents.
Oh yeah.
She can't live that life.
It's a shame, and it's a shame that is the case a lot of the time.
But flicking is really, if you want to abuse
flicking,
a chick
though, holy
publicly,
shit.
that's the way
That
to
is
get away with it.
humiliating.
I did that at elementary school to people.
Yeah, well, that's different. You're not a full grown ass man.
I haven't been flicked
flicking
in
a
so
chick.
long.
That is childish.
It's just like that's so
weird. That's weird.
At this point, just punch me. Just don't flick.
No,
don't
actually,
flick
no,
me.
no. If you flick
You
me,
know what my mom used
don't
to do
just
that
punch
would
me.
drive me fucking
It's
crazy?
just so degrading, though.
I'd much rather get flicked than punched.
When I was younger, my mom, when she would yell at me,
Hurtless.
she'd go like this to my nose. I told you, don't talk. And she'd like flick the top of it.
So your mom used to flick the tip of your nose.
Don't talk.
She wouldn't even flick it. She'd just kind of push it real.
She'd like do this to it, and it'd make me want to spit in her face. I remember
That's another one.
I was like, I want to hate. I remember being younger and being like, it makes me, it would like boil me inside.
Yeah, I don't think people understand the
weird, too.
monsters they're creating when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, it would like make me so
But you know what?
angry.
It's like the mosquito in the ear. You know when you have a mosquito in the ear and you're like fuck, and then you just finally snap and you're like motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like when you're sleeping at night and there's a fly in your room, and every 2 seconds you're
yeah,
and you're like oh my god, and you get up and you just have to turn the light on.
I
and
can't live like this.
No, the second I'm flipping all the lights on, we about to go to work in here. Now, I will kill myself to kill that fly. Spray. I will bomb my room full of Raid as long as the fly die. If I die with it, that's fine. Collateral damage.
Collateral
I'm not
damage.
scared to die, but the fly did though.
Oh shit, good. Well, I guess this kind of rage is a good segue into the next clip. This is from the What is New York one, the Cyclist Vs Motorist. This is another thing I wanted to talk about, kind of which one's worse, because both of them have their own bad traits. And you guys haven't been New Yorkers too long, but probably long enough to experience the worst of both of these worlds.
Yeah, I know the difference now.
So let's play out this clip because this one has audio to it.
Oh, kicks the car.
Freddie, what do we got? What do we got here?
So we have a black Maxima, I think that is in the crosswalk, and this cyclist is in the window yelling at him, which you hear, and he kicks the car a couple of times. And somebody is filming from overhead, and the car just sits there and it entertains this whole conversation. I would have been drove off.
And he, at the end, I don't know if you saw it, he kicks the mirror off the side of the car.
He kicked the mirror off.
You know.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Cyclists are monsters in New York. They really are. And you know what?
The professional ones, like him.
Yeah, like
we don't want to generalize because there are a lot of people who I actually
the cars. But if you're crossing a street, you're not supposed to be crossing it. A car will slow down and not hit you. A cyclist will run through you.
And to be honest with you, I've seen cyclists travel faster than cars.
Yeah.
They fuck
people up. They fuck people up.
So I posted this and it was actually hilarious. The responses. You had the cyclist community, which I guess I didn't realize how large it was.
Yeah, because he's a professional.
They came out in full force to absolutely shun this video. And then you had the other people who were like, no, the cyclists are the assholes. Some of them sent me a couple videos of cyclists doing exactly what this guy's doing, hitting cars. Another guy sent a video of someone actually taking their bike and throwing it through the windshield of the car.
You know, the thing is, though...
Wow.
Drivers are so people don't pay attention anymore.
They're both
this
bad.
guy who's punching the car. Who knows how many times he almost got fucking murdered that day?
Well, that's
that
the
could have been
thing.
the third time someone almost hit him, and he's like, "How? Like you're gonna kill me? Like you need to." I think that people get angry like that because they're like, "You need to remember this moment so it never happens again."
And not only that, you also have to think when your life may be on the line. This is fight or flight. This is this guy reacting to his life. We don't know what happened. Prior to this, unfortunately, it only picks up halfway through. But you have to assume that this guy's life was in danger because of the way he's acting. And that is probably him working off of emotion of possibly almost getting run over.
Yeah.
That being said, though, we don't know what happened. And I will say cyclists are We've all seen
Yeah,
them.
I
They're
saw-
insane.
I saw a cyclist. I was over by MSG, and a cyclist was this one way. The cyclist was all the way to the right. Soon as the light turned green, he literally cut across all the traffic and went left, and then cars started to go, and they all had to just slam on their brakes because he just cut across all of it. And then the guy in the painter's van, he was going crazy, like, "What the fuck, you son of a!" And he was just like flicking off the people as he rode away.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that, I think a lot of the time, and again, I'm not speaking for all of them, but a lot of the time cyclists think, well, they have to stop for me. I'm in the right. They have to stop. So in that case, it sounds like something like, what are they going to do? Hit me? And it's like, dude, you got to think sometimes, especially with, I've been in Ubers where you're driving and like the driver has like 4 phones on his dashboard because he's got different apps for every car.
Juno, Lyft,
all of
Uber,
them.
Via.
And meanwhile, as he's driving me his fare, he's also like hitting all the other apps on his phone. Like obviously it's illegal and it's not safe, but they're going to do it. Also, you got people on their phones not paying attention. That's where the drivers are the assholes. But again, as a cyclist, you have to remember that's happening, and you can't be just whipping in and out of cars driving down 7th Ave.
So I have a question, because I think cyclists sometimes think they got the right of way, because pedestrians...
They always do.
Because pedestrians in New York, people may not know this, but people jaywalk here because pedestrians always have the right of way. Like always. I just found this out because I was in Union Square, and this guy just walked across the street, and the car had the light, and he just stopped, and he just walked like leisurely, and the police officer was right there, and he was like, "You asshole, why would you do that? I mean, I know you have to," and he turned around and kind of was like under his breath, "I know you have the right of way, but why would you do an asshole move like that?" And I was like, oh, pedestrians. So if you hit a
That's
pedestrian
how
in New
Freddie
York,
gets his facts, his laws too. Just he overhears them in the streets.
Eavesdropping.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't know this was a law until this guy yelled it at someone else.
right. And so I was like, oh, okay, so as a pedestrian, if you hit a pedestrian in New York, like you're automatically in the wrong, apparently, according to this NYPD officer and everybody else I've talked to.
Not for nothing, but
cyclists, do cyclists fall into that? That's the question. I think cyclists think they do. That's why they just ride.
Cyclists, they do have it rough in the sense where how many times have you seen either construction or cars parked in the bike lane? And that's supposed to be their own designated shit.
Yeah,
and there's always something, whether it's a police car, whether it's a construction truck, there's always something parked there which is blocking it, which sucks. Obviously, you're not allowed to ride your bike on the sidewalk in New York.
And I was just about to say that because I hate that. I done had people like, "Hey, man, move, bro." And I turn around, it's a bike. I've called a few people bitches. I ain't gonna lie, bitch. Hey, they just got to get a bitch because you're not even supposed to be on the sidewalk, sir.
No, that's one you're not. There's even some parks you're not even allowed to be cycling at certain points.
I didn't know you weren't allowed to skate on the sidewalks. When I first moved here, I skated on the sidewalks.
Like,
I thought it was illegal to be
Cali,
on the street. Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Cali, they can do that. They just on Venice Beach.
Well, that's the thing you have to think.
Yeah, I was like with my ripped jeans.
The New York streets.
I had a boombox on my shoulder.
I'm picturing all of this right now.
Yeah, girls.
So New York has such crowded sidewalks that you ultimately can't do anything other than walk.
I would trip a skater and put a stick through the spokes of a bike.
But there are other places like I don't know if either one of you guys have ever been down to like the West Side Highway where there's the bike lane. Yo, that is like traffic. Like those bikes are going so fast that if you got hit, you would get so fucked up. They're easily going 30 miles an hour in that bike lane.
I feel like a bike could really fuck you.
But the thing about that is that there are a lot of tourists, and as they cross the street, you cross the street and you're like, oh, I crossed the street. I'm all done now. No, there is another lane on the other side of the street that's the bike lane that you got to look both ways or you're going to get your ass run over. And I've almost made that mistake before too. And if you got hit by one of those bikes, you're in trouble. You're definitely getting messed up.
Might be worse than getting hit by a car.
But in this case, again, we don't know the backstory to this, but there's the worst of both worlds.
But watching that clip, I would say it looks like, my deductive reasoning tells me it looks like the car was in the wrong.
Especially because the guy doesn't get out of the car. He's not even like defending.
He doesn't drive off. He doesn't leave.
And for someone to be that mad, there's no way the cyclist was in the wrong and that mad at the car. So I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. It just seems that way.
I mean, I feel like the person in the car might have kind of sideswiped him and hit him, and he knew he couldn't leave because it's hit and run. So he's just staying there. He's actually entertaining all this because he's like, I did wrong, so I'm gonna let him get his, get all this anger off. But
yeah, he's kind of just taking it like he knows he almost killed him.
Exactly.
Right.
The problem is that now this other dude who
was
may have
in
been
the
in the right
is
now
now
just
wrong.
fucked that car up and is now, if anything, he's the one who's gonna get the blame.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered that, guys. Let's move on now to the clip of the week here.
Clip of the week.
Next up, Subway Creatures, clip of the week.
I love hearing Bobbitt's voice on that.
Is that who that is?
It's Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Oh, that's Bobby?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was our producer, Bobby.
Bobby adding voiceover credits to his
Bobby is
resume.
a one-man show.
One-man
Really?
band. That's
Wow.
what I'm talking about.
Well, guys,
Sorry, Brian. You're there too. That was so rude to say in Brian's face.
Brian sucks. He's just tall for no
Brian
reason.
stinks.
He just be flying and be cramped in the seats. Can't sit in Comfort Plus or first class.
So, guys, we're on a short week. Obviously, we filmed on Friday. It's Wednesday now, so we didn't have as much content to pull from as we usually do. However, this clip fell into our laps. This is the guy who let's play the clip first. Here's the clip of the week.
Oh,
it's
can't wait.
it's a guy. Let's just play the clip out first,
This is
and
the clip?
and then we'll talk about it.
Oh.
So Kim, describe to the audience who's listening what's going on in this clip, because this is actually kind of funny.
Well, okay, the best way to describe this is there's a man on a subway and he's doing some tumbling on the floor. It kind of looks like you ever decide that you're going to start being healthy and you're like, in the mornings I'm going to stretch, I'm going to start doing some push-ups. It looks like that first morning when you decide to do that and you go really hard. He's in leggings and he's wearing a very bright outfit. He's just rolling on the ground, backwards, forwards, side to side. He's doing some worm action.
Pants are down around his ankles.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of
Looking
cash.
like food with his pants on the floor.
Yeah, and there's a stack of cash on the floor, which is very random, and he's
Very
doing the
strange.
somersaults on the cash.
Yeah.
But then, why don't you sum up for what happens at the
I
end?
didn't even see that. Then as he's going backwards, he accidentally kicked someone on the train.
He kicks a passenger sitting in the seat.
Yeah, in the leg. It's this guy, and this guy's like, ow! This guy, you can tell he's like on his way to work. He's like, in his head, he wants to go, son of a bitch. Like, that's the audio.
It's like this is another example. So like the guy he kicks is a white guy. Dude dance like this is a black guy. He's embarrassing. I'm gonna trade him in the racial draft because we don't need any more problems. But he kicks the white guy, and you can tell the white guy sees what's going on. But he does the white guy thing where he's like on his phone, like I don't see this, I don't see this, I don't see this. Hope you don't ask me money. I don't see this. He kicks him. He's like, damn, I had to see this. And you hurt me, you bitch, you.
Yeah, that's
I'll
exactly what it was.
That is what happened. There's no way that kick hurt that guy that much.
No, it seems
just-
a little.
A little, like, I think he just had to acknowledge.
I think he was
that-
startled.
he was
I think he was
kicked.
startled. I think he didn't think the guy was
That
gonna kick
could be
him,
the
and it
case.
startled him. He's like, oh God, he kicked
I
me.
could see that.
That could be the case.
And he
Yeah,
was
'cause
scared, like I think I'm gonna get assaulted now.
But this is the problem that I have with like the Showtime guys who.
That's not a Showtime guy. I don't like
listen.
the Showtime guy, but I ain't gonna disrespect him and add him to the mix.
No, I'll give Showtime a lot of credit. They're very talented people. But
hold on, the Showtime guys are different people. In case y'all listening, we don't want to make it seem like Showtime people are all like a whole.
Jesus, we get it. You're a Showtime guy. We get it, Freddie. You're a Showtime guy.
I do. How you know? I've been practicing.
those guys are super
But it's hard
talented.
to dance.
They
What do you do then?
I just watch. I manage the Showtime guys. I was like, good job. I keep their spirits up. Because people don't tip them in cars, and they be like, they feel kind of dejected.
Well, for those of the people listening who don't know what Showtime is, it's the guys who are they're like acrobats. They swing around. Like, honestly, half the shit they do, I'm impressed. I'm like, I can't believe that they're able to do that.
Cirque du Train.
Yeah.
Cirque du Soul Train.
It really is.
Cirque du
Soul Train. Ah, I got it. Yes, I got a pun.
That was
Is
a
that
good
a pun?
one. I mean, close enough.
Sure,
Soul
we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
It's a pun.
But this guy's not a Showtime performer.
This guy's a no-time performer.
This guy's
He was to get somewhere and sit down.
old time performer.
This guy's
and
a
he's just
low
doing-
time performer.
He's doing random shit that really doesn't make sense. But the Showtime guys actually.
He kicked the dude.
The Showtime guys are the type. Every once in a while, you can get a punt to the face by one of those guys, and that'll ruin your day. This guy's not as bad. This is like a guy catching it in the knee and just being like, okay.
If a Showtime performer kicked me in the face, I would demand all the money in his hat.
Those guys probably make a lot of money.
I'd be like, you need to give me $30 for lunch today. You kicked me in the face. You need to buy my lunch. Is that crazy?
What an arbitrary number, 30. Just
30. I want because I want a lunch and a good drink and a dessert.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just telling
Is that crazy?
Well, in New York, $30 doesn't get you far for lunch.
Right. Me, I'm telling them, empty your pockets now. I need everything you got in your pocket. I need to see it all.
Is it crazy to want
Tell
money?
your friends to come over here.
If they kicked me hard enough, not enough to like, if it just kicked me and I could walk it off, that's fine. But if like I had a nosebleed, like if it was like an issue.
But what about in this case where the guy just gets...
No, this is not a big deal.
But what would your reaction be?
I'm one of those that goes, excuse me, and then I get up and move.
See, that's normal, and I feel like that's rational. So many people, and again, this is the keyboard warriors. Yo, if that were me, I would fuck that dude up. You know, it's like, why are we going...
Oh, somebody said it in the comments?
Oh, a lot of people were saying that.
Oh, hey.
See what would happen if that were me. You know, it was like, why are we... You're going to beat the shit out of this old guy who's trying to make a buck or two because his leg grazed your knee?
You gonna go to prison for that? Like, no.
But that goes back to my conversation of before. Like, why take it to that level? Why do people do that? I don't understand.
People thumb thugging, man. You said it. Keyboard word. They thumb thugging.
Yeah. Actually, I like that. I like that better. I like that term better.
Thumb thugging. Keyboard cripping. That's what
Twitter fingers?
Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers. I like... What'd you call it again?
Thumb thugging.
Thumb thugging. Keyboard cripping.
Yeah.
Finger.
However, if I say that, I'm racist.
Finger.
Thumb thugging. Oh, racist.
How are you racist? You say
because
that?
thug is derogatory now.
Oh no, yeah. So it's how people say it.
You can't say. Oh no. It's
that's what I'm saying because I'm white.
No, that's not it.
No, I think it's when the racist way to use the word thug is if a black guy gets arrested for smoking weed and you're like, we got to get these thugs off our streets.
Exactly.
Then it's like, we know what you're trying to say.
We know what you really want to say.
We know. We know.
Just because you say thug, no.
But you know what? I still say shit like that. I say thug. I throw out ghetto every once in a while. Ghetto wasn't even a black thing. I learned that. It was Italian.
Is it?
I thought
Ghetto.
It was Jewish.
Well, we just told what was it before
Italian
the show?
and Jewish.
He just found out what a guinea tea was. He had no idea what a guinea tea was.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a guinea tea
She's
is?
from Florida. We're from the South. Told you.
What's guinea
So what
tea?
is this? A New York thing?
What's guinea tea? Is it a tea?
A guinea tea is like a wife beater.
Oh.
Why are you so scared to say white beater now?
Because I was going to call it a beater, but I didn't know if that was.
I know what a wife beater is.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Wife beater or beater.
I didn't know it was called a guinea.
Because someone told Freddie that he shouldn't say wife beater.
It was like a woman, and she was like the feminist. But
I was like,
I call
shut
it toxic
the fuck
femininity.
up.
But she said I shouldn't call it a beater or a wife
hit
beater. Oh God. She said I should call it an A shirt.
An A shirt.
Let's not call it anything. Let's let that shirt go extinct.
Yeah.
I got one on. That's why
He's got one on. He's rocking it right now.
That's it?
No, it's underneath that.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you can see it right through the shirt. You don't even have to do that. You can see the
I just
outline
know
of
who
it.
Freddie is.
No, you never knew him. You never knew him.
Never.
Every time he tells me something I didn't know, I know him more. Which is how knowing someone works.
We're getting to know Freddie.
Oh, wow.
We're still getting to know. And I've been out with him a bunch of times, and I'm, just when you think you've really like got a grasp on who Freddie is, you're like, nope.
Who is Freddie?
I saw Freddie drunk.
I'm like an onion.
You saw Freddie drunk?
Oh, I've seen Freddie drunk a bunch of times. Faded. I've seen him faded.
Faded? You've never seen me faded.
No, I saw you on Friday, faded.
Saw you high.
You were doing this show, faded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen you faded,
And actually, that was a lot of fun.
It was really fun. Let's do another night show.
We need to do that again.
Do I drink? Yeah.
Okay. Because most people who smoke don't really drink, and most people who drink don't really smoke.
I'll do anything but Coke.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, we've had this conversation.
I think
our first meeting.
The first time we all
literally
went out
almost
together.
do anything but like heroin, meth, Coke, crack, all those.
But you say you did a drug that does the formaldehyde when people about to die, and you do the drug. What's
What
the
one?
drug?
DMT.
DMT?
Yeah, then when we talked about, I remember that
It's
one.
not even a drug. It's natural. It's literally not even a drug. It's in
I
your
don't know
body right
that
now.
means you ingest it though. Like you
You-
ingest it in quantity.
Ingest, fingest. Give it to me. I'll take it.
All right, guys, we're coming up on an hour here, so let's dig into the comments real quick. We have the video of the guy. It's another audio one. Hey, do you guys have this one? We got this one.
You got this one, guys.
Let's play the audio on this one.
Last night I lost my virginity to a jar of peanut.
Let's play that one more time so we get the beginning of it.
Last night I lost my virginity to a jar of peanut.
Oh boy.
Her face looks like she's about to say, I'm not sure that's how that works.
Well, right. So that being
Look at her
said,
face. Look, that just looked like she's about to be like, I'm not sure how that's works.
I think that's the face of I just caught gold on my camera and I wasn't anticipating it. But something was going on prior to that because why would she be filming?
Well, it looks like she was taking a selfie video.
Right.
And that, like if you look at the very beginning, she's like kind of posing, and then someone goes, "Excuse me, everyone."
Yeah, look. She got
And
it
she's
like
like
goofy
posing.
look.
Yeah, she's like trying to be cute
She
for the
got no
gram.
lips. Damn. She literally has no lips. Do she?
She's white. Leave her alone.
I mean, white people got lips, but she has none.
Some.
So
I barely have lips.
Gio Ardio says he was done in a jiffy. That was his pun.
Damn it!
Don't say that's what you had. Is that what you had as a comment?
Oh, that was one of them.
All right. Well, you know what? The reason I picked this video was because I felt like you could really go to town using your puns on this one. So it made sense.
Let me get my two out the way so she can just.
Freddie wants to go, which means his are probably pretty fucking lame because he doesn't want to have to follow his
I'm
up.
nervous about mine because you're like expecting all these peanut. I don't know why you think peanut butter has so many puns.
No, it's the situation. It's the situation, the virginity, the sex with peanut butter.
I was trying to work Peter Pan into in one of mine, but I never did it. So my two are, that was a close call for the Nutella.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
And my last one is, I think the mayo would have been a better choice for everybody that lives with him.
Oh.
The mayo?
Yeah, I think the mayo would have been a better choice.
I thought that was a girl yelling that. This changes everything for me. It sounded like a woman.
That was a dude. I'm like, I'm like 99% sure that was a dude.
I thought it was a girl. Listen to the voice.
The reason it's up in the air is because we can't actually see the person. We can only hear them.
No, you can see
Listen to it as a woman. Listen.
But is that the guy?
Imagine it being a girl. Listen.
That's a dude.
Last night I lost my virginity to a jar of peanut.
But we don't know if the guy standing up is the one actually talking. That's the thing.
She puts it on him. The camera.
I think it's a guy. I think for sure that's a guy.
It better be a dude. But ain't no telling nowadays. You got the hetero fluid. Does this? They don't add about 5 more letters.
He identifies. We're just saying the gender.
He sounds like a guy.
I thought it was a girl, but that still doesn't.
They added like 5. They added 5 more letters to the.
No,
LGBT.
not really.
I don't know. So who knows? At the end of the day, but it's a guy.
Kim, what do you got?
I wonder if the sex was creamy or crunchy.
Okay.
And then I like to think this is on Halloween and he's wearing a jelly costume.
Well, now that I think about it, it was definitely creamy when it ended.
Peanut butter jelly jam.
All right, those are good, guys. That's
if he loves peanut butter, wait till he finds out about pussy.
I like that. You should have led with that one. Oh, actually, no. Let's go out on that note. Let's go out on that note.
Rule of threes.
All right. For everyone listening, if you think you can top any of those captions or if you want to contribute, feel free to leave your own on the videos and pictures on the account Subway Creatures. We'll pick the best ones, and if we like them, we will give you a shout out on the show.
But did you shout out the name of the person who?
I did. It was Gio Ardio.
Oh, okay.
I never know how to fucking pronounce these names of the accounts that say these. It's always like numbers and
spell it for him.
It's GIO. It's all one word. It's right there.
He playing.
Yeah, it's right there on the screen.
GIOARDIO. Well, Gio Ardio. Okay.
GIORDIO.
So thank you for contributing.
GIARDIO and Giardo was his name. Oh.
Shameless plugging time.
Kim, you sang that like a true retard.
All right, you guys.
Kim, I want to start with you this time. Let's start with you for shameless plugging.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You can find me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, Instagram at Kim Congdon. Check out my other podcast, Broad Topics with an X, Stone Science, youtube.com/Stone Science. That's on gasdigitalnetwork.com. And I will be in Long Island tonight. I'm gonna do a couple tours. Check all that out on Twitter. As I always say every week, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. We do this for free. We're not asking for much, but subscribing, rating, sharing with a friend makes a huge difference for us. So we love you. We want to keep doing podcasts. Bye.
There you go. Freddie, do you have anything even close to as much going on as Kimmy? Because I don't think the two of us combined.
I just say it really loud and it sounds like more.
No. Me, make sure you guys follow me on all my social media. It's the same thing everywhere. Freddie B TV with an IE. There's no Y in my name. And guys, make sure you subscribe. Oh, man, I thought that was Coke everywhere. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, and rate and tell 3 people you love and 3 people you hate about the podcast, guys. We would appreciate it.
There you go.
I'm gone.
There you go, man. Obviously, guys, keep following What is New York. We're going to try and keep building the audience on that. My personal account is McGuire13 if you want to follow. Also, these guys have already said it, so I'm not going to exhaust that. Subscribe. But the one part that I will throw in, if you want a 14-day free trial, for gasdigitalnetwork.com, which is where the podcast lives in the video form. You can check out on demand any episode. Use the promo code Subway, and you'll get a 14-day free trial. You'll also have access to every other show on the network, which is an awesome network to be on.
And we go live, too. They can check
they can actually check out live even if they're not subscribed. They just won't have access to the chat room that goes along with it.
Okay.
But
only on Gas Digital.
On gasdigitalnetwork.com, you can definitely watch the show live on Thursday afternoons at noon.
Hell yeah.
I recommend doing that if you have a lunch break or if you have some free time or if you work at nights. You can check it out during the day. Mm-hmm. Taking us out this week, I actually was on the train with him yesterday. He's one of those performers who loves to get up and personal on the train, not on the platforms. His name's Bess, and you can find him on Instagram at Bess, that's BES_music_. He's going to be doing his abbreviated rendition of the Carl Thomas song "I Wish."
I wish he should have did "Summer Rain."
That's my shit too. Yeah, love that.
Summer Rain.
So Bess is going to be taking us out this week. Check him out, and until next week, we bid you adieu.
Bye.